Our company is called Flowing Intelligence, and our team is dedicated to improving health, performance and well-being at home and in the workplace. The HeartMath system has been adopted by over 17,000 health professionals, athletes and professional football clubs worldwide. 95% of what we know about the brain and body has only been discovered in the last 25 years. Information which should be considered when seeking guidance from your local GP or health professional. We provide scientifically validated training and consulting services that improve the health and well-being of the individual, teams and organizations. In this video, we will illustrate how our emotions are our primary drivers of our physiology, how our emotions affect our resilience capacity. We introduce an intelligent energy management technique, or coherence, and we learn to distinguish the difference between regenerating emotions and degenerating emotions. Every experience we have, even this experience right now, which is a pleasant experience, I'm registering or memorizing it in two places: the cranial brain and the intrinsic cardiac nervous system, or what science now calls the little brain in the heart. But if I was experiencing anxiety, bullying or abuse, it would still be registered and memorized in two places. And if I tried to heal that trauma or distress only through thinking about it or talking about it, the healing may feel incomplete. And the reason is because I've only addressed what has happened in the cranial brain and not the body, and all its systems which have been reset by a highly stressful experience. Traditional talk therapy was until recently ignoring this sensate dimension of stress or trauma and reduced it down to talk therapy. In 1991, HeartMath scientists discovered that every human heart has 40,000 specialized cells configured in such a way that create a neural network in the heart. They are brain-like cells, but they are not in the brain, they're in the heart. What they found out was that this neural network memorizes independently of the cranial brain. So what that means, an event triggers an emotion in you. For example, the sound of a person's voice, maybe a loved one or a disgruntled boss or colleague who irritates or bullies you. It might even be a loud siren passing you on the road. Both the heart and the cranial brain offer up a response simultaneously through sensations experienced in the body and thoughts received in the mind. What HeartMath discovered was that heart rhythms offer a powerful reflection of our inner state. During stress, our heart rhythms become chaotic, stress hormones are released in the body, and brain activity changes, making rational thinking harder, a state called incoherence. When we experience feelings of joy, unity, appreciation, our heart rhythms become ordered and uniform. Satiating and rewarding hormones and endorphins are released. Our memory recall improves, and we maintain composure and are more decisive. This is a state called coherence. Different emotions, in which there are estimated to be over 10,000, trigger different heart rhythms, which in turn send different messages back to the brain. And these messages may vary from brain fog or depression on one end of the spectrum to effective performance, clarity, and confidence on the other. And this is what our emotions are: a mixture of feelings and thoughts. Which come first? Well, it depends on the environment and the state of being. So since training as a HeartMath facilitator in 2016, it's the simplicity and evidence that has inspired me. So if you think about it, if you have 10,000 different emotions, that means we have the capacity to generate 10,000 different heart rhythms, each one producing its own neurocircuitry, biology, chemistry and hormones. From a young age, I was always drawn to how I and others behaved, especially around different social settings. It could be school, it could be work, it could be inside a bar, whatever it might have been. Behavioral psychology and pattern recognition always appealed to me. even in the realm of engineering and construction management, where the bulk of my education was focused. Working in these roles gave me an insight into the hierarchical systems that operated within management and also within individual performance on building sites. In my early 20s, I left construction management and engineering, and I began a role as first of all a junior trader, and then moved into senior financial trader / analyst, which required that I anticipated behavioural patterns of large groups. And the observation was not only in global markets, but it was also in peer behaviour and attitudes on the trading floor. I stayed in that area for 8 or 9 years. But the observation of human behaviour went up a level in 2009, when I started to work in the area of addiction and dependency. From the urgency and chaos of a homeless and rehab shelter, to the trust and support and empathy you develop with your colleagues and team, it was an amazing experience. So that's what we have. So we have the opportunity each moment to create a signature emotion or heart rhythm. It was a very helpful analogy in how our thoughts just spontaneously arrive to the head. So now when I sit and meditate, I use the technology to balance out my systems. It gives a good indication on a day-to-day perspective where I'm going right and wrong. If I'm breathing deeper, if I'm breathing too much. And the results are reduced brain fog, greater composure, and a reduction in self-criticism. And science tells us that 70% of people living in the Western world operate under stress. In society, we like very clear definitions of what one provides. First, HeartMath provides a scientifically validated piece of technology that measures your psychological and physical integrity, or your body-mind efficacy. Second, it has developed techniques that train you to optimize and develop heart rhythms to alleviate such conditions such as depression, loneliness, anxiety, insomnia, long and short-term memory. Studies conducted with over 11,500 people have shown significant improvements in mental, emotional and physical well-being in just 6 to 9 weeks. In the next video, HeartMath and stress, we are going to identify different types of stress, actually 3 different types of stress, the effects stress has on our performance, and an introduction to the core science behind the HeartMath system. Thank you.